just stepped into the studio.
Classing up the joint.
Yeah. Chicago Cub icon. And it actually ruined one of my most important broadcast days of my life, and I'll explain that story in just a second. Kerry Wood is in the studio along with his beautiful wife Sarah, who and they are. And I just want to say to the two of you, thank you for everything you've done for Chicago and for and charitable work that you guys have done through your foundation. I know a lot of athletes and actors, entertainers, and people, rich people. They always talk about the 1%, as we like to say. They always talk about, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. You guys actually put your money and your effort and your time into this stuff. You put your back into it. It's really, really cool. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
The city's been great to us, so we feel it's our duty to give back.
Now, I just want to go back. It was the day of your. I think you had in that one game was 19,000 strikeouts, as I seem to recall. In a row, and we were, we're on a competing radio station here to the Cubs home broadcast, and all of a sudden everything dried up that day. It was in April, right? Because it was an April day. It was for May,
early May.
Yeah, early May. And it was an important ratings period or something, as I seem to recall. And all of a sudden, everybody's going, "Oh my God! Did you see what this Kerry Wood? Who? What he's doing?" And then all the TVs were on, and people were running out, and people quit their jobs and went to GN during that game. I mean, it was the most incredible thing. What a way to get
calling you. Hey, Ro, what's the frequency for WGN? I want to tune in. You're like, really?
That's all.
It was really.
At least for Kerry, that's a better story than I'm sure you get all the time, where people come up to you and they tell you how they were at the game that you pitched. I was at that game.
I met all 747,000 of them.
And it's like, and what are you supposed to say? Even if somebody, whether it was that game or another game, and they say, I was at the game, and you go, okay,
me too.
Me too. It's better.
Yeah, me too.
It was awesome. It was one of the most awesome things to watch. As a long-suffering Cubs fan. And please don't talk to Mr. Roper about this, famed White Sox fan. But there are a few moments that we have in Cubs history that everybody can look back on and talk about how cool it was, and that certainly is one of them.
Well, thank you. It was very cool for me. I see it every now and then on ESPN Classic or a rain delay or something. They'll throw the game on, and I just start watching it, and I still can't believe it was me.
Right? Do you have that feeling? Like, how did I do that?
Yeah, and I wish I had that strike zone my whole career. I think those two things. How
you
did I
just
do
saw it that day?
Why did the strike zone shrink after that day?
What was it that day, do you think?
It was just, honestly, it was one of those days. I felt terrible warming up, coming into the field in the morning. My body, I wasn't used to night games. I've been in the minor leagues. I was only my fifth start, so I was used to playing night games.
Right.
And I get there, and I'm at the field at 8:30. I'm like, what's going on? Just didn't feel great. And then I went to warm up, didn't throw any strikes.
This is the first time, for those who are not familiar with this game, this is the first time you took the mound for the Chicago Cubs.
Fifth time. Fifth start. Second home start. Second time I pitched at home. And, I actually shut my warm-ups down. I was like, okay, here we go. Let's go. It's not going to get any better or worse.
Wow. All right. And they ran out of those Ks out in the outfield to the people would hang up for the strikeouts because, again, 19,000 strikeouts in one game. A new Major League Baseball record.
You're a real stats guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Speaking of stats and baseball, what did you make of the Hall of Fame not inducting anybody yesterday? What's your thought on that?
Not surprised. A little disappointed Biggio didn't get in, but he got close. I played against him for several years, being in the same division, same league. He's a Hall of Famer to me. The other guy's not surprised. I mean, they've been linked with that steroid. They were all in that era. So, I think for me, if guys have admitted to doing it or have tested positive, I don't think there should be a chance they get in. For the guys that are on the list, if there are any that were just kind of accused and thought to do it, it's not a fair shake for them. So I think we got to give a better look to that. But I think if guys have admitted to it and or tested positive, then I don't see how they belong in that elite club.
And is it cheating? I mean, do baseball players who are actually doing the job every day, not the fans who can sit around and say whatever the hell they want,
right,
but the players that actually have to get on the road and live that life every day and be in that shape and be going through the mental gymnastics of it. Do the players themselves consider it cheating? If they and like, I'm sure you were suspicious. I mean, especially as a pitcher,
I think
you're looking across the plate at a guy who's literally the size of a gorilla, and you're thinking, "Oh God, what happened here?"
Just don't hit it at me is what I was thinking. Don't hit it. Don't hit it at me. But I think it's only the guys that weren't doing it thought it was cheating. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the guys that were using it were like, "Oh, I'm cheating." You know, they thought they were giving themselves an edge, and it's just like anything else. I mean, I think the ball goes foul, you see it go foul, the umpire calls it fair, you're going to be like, oh, no, it was foul, it was foul. You know, it's not.
It's just part of the game.
It's kind of part of it. You trick yourself, whatever. But I think, I think the guys that weren't using it definitely probably assumed the guys would call it cheating.
And, Kerry, I think it's particularly unfortunate because you look at someone like Roger Clemens or you look at Barry Bonds, and before anybody ever even suspected they had done anything, they were having Hall of Fame careers. Mm-hmm. They had enormous talent, but I guess they just wanted to keep it going. Or it was never enough.
Or you go the other way and say, well, now that they were using it late, were they using it early in their career?
Right.
So now you've got that doubt. Now
everything is tainted.
You've got 4, 5, 6 guys up for the Hall of Fame with just tremendous numbers and should be no-brainers to be put in the Hall of Fame first ballot 100% by their numbers.
Right.
And we're sitting here discussing why they all got 12, 15, 20% votes.
Yeah.
Now,
it's a shame. It's a black eye on baseball.
Now, Kerry has got a new drink that's been named after him. He's got a big event coming up. We're going to talk about that in just a second. He's got a new drink. And before I ask him about the Cubs in the future, I would like to have that drink before I actually start to talk to him about where that's all going to be. But Sarah, since you're actually the prettier of the two, and certainly the one that has been, put your back in all this charitable stuff. What is it that you guys are doing?
We have Woody's Winter Warm-Up. That's this Friday during the Cubs convention. So right after opening ceremonies, all the guys are coming down and getting behind the bar, and hopefully you two.
It's a week from Friday.
I'm sorry, Friday the 18th.
Yeah.
And it's a great way for us to raise money for the charity, and it's a great way for fans to kind of mingle in an intimate setting with some of the players, and everyone will be there. All the guys are in town and local celebrities, so it's a lot of fun.
And so you get your Matt Garza, right? Do I have this right? Matt Garza, Darwin Barney, who is such a great player for having such a cartoon name, don't you think? Right. That is the most amazing thing.
He does. It sounds like a 20s movie star. And starring Darwin Barney.
Yes, it does. It does.
Also, Starlin Castro, he's going to have a major career, don't you think?
He should.
He's got a lot of talent, that kid. David DeJesus, who we had just on the show on Monday.
Yeah, terrific guy and a good ball player.
Yep.
Alfonso Soriano, who's going to get behind the bar, and what he's going to do is he's going to hop and skip and then serve you your drink. Hey, who can do it?
He stopped doing that, didn't he?
He did stop doing that.
He almost won a Gold Glove last year.
No, he did not.
Tony Campana, Anthony Rizzo, Ian Stewart, Josh Bitters, Jeff Samardzija, Travis, who not having a good week, by the way, as a former Notre Dame wide receiver, Travis Wood, Carlos Marmol, James Russell, and Wellington Castillo. And Theo Epstein's going to be there, too. He's the star with the BlackBerry. He's the guy that walks in and everybody else has a bat and a glove and a ball. He's got the BlackBerry, and that's the most important thing. And that, by the way, it's tickets are go to woodfamilyfoundation.org. It's going to be at Harry Carey's Navy Pier, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, and that's a week from tomorrow.
You found your way there a few times.
I have found my way there. I had trouble finding my way back, but I did find my way there. Kerry and Sarah Wood back right after this.
When you want Chicago's classic hits, turn to 94.7 WLS. For traffic and weather info, tune into 890 AM WLS for traffic and weather first on the fives when you need it most.
Kerry Wood and his better half Sarah are in the studio with us right now. Kerry Wood, of course, the Chicago Cubs icon. He's got a big event coming up at the Harry Carey's Navy Pier next Friday night. It's now become an annual event, right?
This is our second year. Last year was our first, obviously, and great success. So
great.
Something we can hopefully plan around the Cubs convention from here on out.
They've got that guy that walks around Harry Carey's Navy Pier sometimes that looks like Ivy Man. Have you ever seen this guy? He's all dressed like a cartoon kind of character. And that guy, if he's going to be there, Kerry could pull something out from the Ivy then.
It's true.
A miniature Andre or something like that.
Hilarious.
French horn.
They have a drink. Now you're doing now this is actually kind of cool for your foundation.
This is great.
They're doing a special drink for you there?
It is. It's Woody's Winter Whiskey. It is Jameson Black Barrel, lime juice, and a ginger beer on top. And it's $11 drink, and Harry Carey's is donating 100% of the proceeds to the foundation until January 18th. So all 4 of their locations in the city and the suburbs as well.
Thank you, Grant and Beth.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, now
The kids appreciate it.
now the
Finally, some publicity for that Grant Porter. He finally got his name on the radio.
He doesn't get enough.
he does not get enough attention in this town. That's for sure. I will go some places with him, and people will line up for Grant DePorter's autograph. Yeah, who do I make this out to? All right, now let me ask you a question here. Let's talk about the foundation itself. What are the key components of this? Where is the money going?
Oh, we have a meeting tomorrow with UIC, and we are going to be sending our first freshmen to UIC on a full ride scholarship. So we have our scholarship program. We're building a mentoring program. Mm-hmm. We do our Warm Wishes coat and toy drive, and we run baseball programs.
It's all kids-oriented stuff. Education and
it's all
taking care of
Chicago kids. Yep.
And it stays in Chicago.
It stays in Chicago.
Definitely.
That is really cool that you did that.
And it's so great that you guys are so hands-on because you're keeping track of where that money's going. People always worry about that when they attend these events.
And a lot of athletes, they develop foundations for a lot of different reasons, and that's why we waited towards the end of Kerry's career, is being able to, someone's brother's running it or somebody's uncle, and it's something that
my uncle or my brother are not on the payroll.
Now that the drinks are out on the table, let me just ask you a question here about this Chicago Cubs organization. This where this team is going here. Last year, expectations had been lowered going into last year. Okay, I get it. And you got Theo of the BlackBerry. They're going to make some things here. But when can we start to expect, do you think, as a professional baseball veteran, when can Cubs fans expect some positive change here?
I expect positive change immediately. I think it's the job of the players and the people that are there running the organization to change the expectations of the fans. I think they've done great work with the minor league system. When this group came in, we were an organization that was very focused on doing stuff at the big league level to put a decent product out there to keep the fans coming, but we neglected our minor league system a little bit. And I think this new group is revamping that minor league system and was still trying to win at the big league level and improve at the big league level. So great things to come, but I expect this year to be much better than last year.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's go. When the pitchers and catchers report, I'm ready.
I know. Just a couple of weeks away now, isn't it? It's amazing how quickly that comes up. And there's always hope. Hope springs eternal when pitchers and catchers report. It's okay.
True. You bet.
All right. Well, we will see. Thank you very much. And again, what's the website that people can go to?
WoodFamilyFoundation.org.
WoodFamilyFoundation.org.
Yes.
And the big event is at Harry Carey's Navy Pier next Friday night.
Yes.
It's a $150 ticket, but the money...
Food, drinks, and Jeff Samardzija could be making you Notre Dame drink.
Right, and incredible music,
Fun.
and Theo Epstein could cut a deal actually for your drink at the bar. No, I'm sorry, you're not paying enough for that drink, and then you would have to kind of work something out. All right, thanks very much. Great to have you guys here.
Great seeing you.
Thank you.